Hey there, Board Game Maniacs. Today, for What's in the Box, we are opening none other than Resident Evil 2, the board game. I've been waiting for this. I've been following it. It's been on Kickstarter. Now it is officially out in retail stores. I'm going to do an unboxing of this. Again, you get so much. Well, the Kickstarter had so many different miniatures and different add-ons and everything else, but this is the retail box that you do get. There's nothing else special besides from this one and the one you're getting in the retail. It is all exactly the same. This game is a 1 to 4 player game. That's right, 1 to 4 player, which means you can play a solo campaign or just a solo game if you want, which is really exciting. I'm hopefully going to be doing that very soon onto the channel. It's age range of 14 plus, and it's 90 to 120 minutes to play the game. Now, it is sanctioned by Capcom, which everybody knows Capcom is who made the Resident Evil video games. Now, everybody who is a subscriber of Board Game Maniacs or have watched videos of Board Game Maniacs, everybody knows that I am not a video game guy by no means, except for VR play. Now, having said that though, I did play video games in the past, not a lot of them, but in the past, and this Resident Evil 2 specifically, I remember playing the crap out of this game. When I say the crap out of it, I mean like I'd come home from work at 5 o'clock, eat, 6 o'clock, spend a little bit of time, spend some time with the family, they'd go to sleep, and especially if it's on like a Friday when I would come home, and then when the kids would go to bed, I would sit down and I'd start playing this game, the video game, and the next time I'd look at the clock, it was like 6:30 in the morning, and I just totally lost track because I loved playing the Resident Evil 2 video game, and it was on the PS2 or the PS3. I can't remember. It's been such a long time ago. But in any case, of course I wanted to get this because number one, it's a zombie game, and number two, it's based on a video game that I actually played and loved. So anyhow, before we rip into this puppy and see everything that's inside this box, we are going to go ahead and look at the fabulous artwork. Looking at the back of the box, you can see already it has like some great looking images on the back. Now, this is a tile-based system, just like other board games that you've seen played on Board Game Maniacs, where you set up the tiles and you go through each room and you do the investigating and everything else what the heroes do. Some games that are tile-based are self-discovery, which means when you're going to go into a room, you flip the tile over and you start playing it. This one, it's already laid out. There's a map that you're going to look at and tells you what to set up and so on. But we'll get into that later. Right now, we're just looking at the great artwork on the back of this. You can see here, too, as well, is you get Leon, Claire, zombies, and Bruken Stage 3, which is this big brute right here. Birkin, I should say. Sorry. Anyhow, so what's in this box we're going to see, but just to read out exactly what's in it so far, is 24 highly detailed plastic miniatures, 26 double-sided game board tiles, 44 terrain elements, 155 cards, 4-player health track boards, 11 tracker dials, 6 dice, 40 tokens, 1 rule book, and 1 scenario book. Now, for the Kickstarter, if you bought this, now you buy the base game, and then there's 3 other parts to this, 3 other main boxes that you can pick up. Now, they hopefully will be released for retail, but right now, this is what is released. Resident Evil 2, the board game. And you know what we're going to do right now, don't you? That's right. We're going to rip this puppy open and see what's inside. But before we do, just a big shout out. It is Steam Forged Games that partner with Capcom, like I said, to make this game. The Steam Forged Games, everybody should be aware of them because they made some other great titles too as well. If you're not sure, you can go on to Google and look up Steam Forged Games, or even just look Resident Evil 2, the board game, and you'll be able to find their website and check out other titles that they do have. So without further ado, let's rip this puppy open. Plastic, plastic. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's it. Oh, plastic. It is time to open the box to that new board game smell. Oh, here we go. Open sesame. Oh, I can smell it already. I can. Oh, excuse me for 1 second. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go on with the game, shall we? Or with the unboxing. First thing we see when we open the box is this nice little piece of paper that says, this game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. Remember, this game is rated PG, or not PG, sorry, it's 14 plus is the age range of this game. So keep that in mind. Really cool. You can see the entrance to the RPD, which is the Raccoon Police Department. Double-sided in English. Let's look inside. After you remove the top sheet you have, which is the Resident Evil 2 board game rulebook. Now, very nice artwork. And you know what we're going to do? We have to, excuse me, look at the back page of the booklet and see how many pages in total. So right here, it is 23. And again, well, 24 if you count this. But still, that's not a hefty rule book by no means. So it should be okay to play the game. Quick to learn is what I'm told. We're going to put that to the test and play some demo games for sure. Now, quick reference sheet for activations. So at the game, you know, you just have this flipped over. So when you're playing it, you can use this for quick reference. So let's look at the artwork here. Whoa, look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Introduction. Explains, shows everything that you get. Man, this is looking really sweet. Character boards or character profiles right here. Item cards. Look at the artwork. Now that is a sweet looking artwork. Poor zombie. He's in a body bag. He's item number 1342. I say item number, that's right, because you're dead, you're a zombie. You don't have a name anymore. You're just an item. Oh, look. Chock full of artwork on this game, on this book, or in this book. I can't even talk right now. Really cool. Like, look at the liquor one. Oh. That's my liquor. That's right. Oh, yeah. A nice blood splatter on the pages, some bloody handprints. You know, you got your zombie card. You got your character card. I almost dropped the book on the floor. It's not a good thing because I'm not happy with that if I drop it. There's your maps. So again, it tells you how to set it up and where to place everything and so on. So it says here, Scenario 1A, brief, getting to the police department. So this is your first scenario that you're going to play. Tells you about setting up. Oh, boy. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh. So yeah, really cool artwork. Hats off to everybody at Steamforged Games. I'm going to partner up with Capcom for this. Incredible. So that's the rule book. Let's go on and look at the other things that are there, such as like the scenario book. Also too as well is I just Googled the website for this game, the manufacturer Steamforged Games. So the proper web address, I'll put it in the link down below too as well, but it's www.steamforged.com, not steamforgedgames.com, it's steamforged.com. Next, we're looking at the scenario book. So this scenario book, it is again, awesome artwork on the both sides, incredible. And you could, again, it's chock full of artwork that's really sweet to look at. Shows you how to set the map up. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And bloody handprint to go along with it. Nice. So this here has a list of all different scenarios to play. Oh, I gotta show this. Everybody's aware of the dog or the zombie dog. Oh yeah, I'm excited for this, as you can't tell, because it is zombies and it is a game that I did actually play when I was younger. Oh, okay. So one thing I'm curious about, shiny things. Campaign tracker, so you can track your progress for your 4 players. You can see here, health, and everything else. So if you're gonna run a campaign, I just may have to run a campaign. And, you know, like, you got like this nice little sheet. Congratulations, your ranking, clear game, total time, number of saves, 28 days. What? Very nice. But again, what I started to say before I kind of got distracted by shiny, pretty pictures is how many scenarios that this does have. And it tells you right here, the last scenario, scenario brief 8A, escape the laboratory. So that is it. There's 8 parts of a scenario in this. Very, very cool. Ooh, diving a little deeper into the game now. These are your map tiles. You can see they have different insignias, some stairs, some door tokens. Obviously, they are double-sided. Now, because they're double-sided, let's look here. This is kind of like an alleyway possibly, and on the other side, the same thing. It looks like a room. So they are totally different on either side. So that's really cool. You get 7 sheets for the cardboard for the map tiles and the tokens and everything else. Now, one thing I want to point out is, let's see if I can balance this out a bit. You can see here, these little black division things, they're actually not something that you want to throw out. You need these in the games because what they are is they're walls that you put on depending on the map tokens, the map tiles, I should say, and depending on the scenario, which is really cool. Also, too, as well, you can see there's like the typewriter here, and we all know if you played the game, that is how you save the game. Interesting to find out how this is. Well, I'm thinking what this is because with the typewriter, there's also tokens that are ink. There is, right here. So these are the ink tokens. Now, you have to pick up an ink token when you're going to pretty much save your progress, but in essence, you're not really saving your progress into the board game, but it kind of simulates that by you have the ink token and you combine it, you go on to where the typewriter is, and you're able to take one of the decks, and I think the card deck is the event deck, or the trauma deck. I can't exactly remember the name of it, but I'll find out and I'll tell you all on here. But what you do is, depending on the scenario, if you run out of the cards in that deck, then the game is over. But with the typewriter and the ink, you can actually take all the discarded cards from that deck, shuffle them back in to give you more time in the game, which is really cool. The name of that deck that I was talking about, I was totally off. It's called the tension deck. So in the game, depending on the scenario, if you run out of these cards, then the game is over. But by using the typewriter and the ink ribbons, which it says here you have 6 ink ribbons, that you're able to pretty much shuffle your discard, mix them back into the tension deck so that it lasts a little longer. So it's a little bit extended gameplay to see if you can complete the mission. During the game too as well, you will have tokens such as this, get in focus. These are your ammo tokens. Well, actually not this one. I think this is like your boss's health. So you'll have so much health that when you're fighting with a boss, yes, you do fight bosses in this game. And this is the health track for the boss. And you see you would fit these two together and then you just turn it and to reveal what it is. So that's a pretty cool way to keep track of the wounds for the bosses. You also have what are called item boxes. Now, I think there's only one in the game. And what it is pretty much it's the same as into the video game. So that for the item boxes, if you have equipment and you want to drop them off, then you just drop them off and you put the card underneath this item box. What's really cool is if you're playing more than one player, other teammates can go there and they can pick them up because you are playing as a team in the game. It's the only way I think that you'd be able to survive this game, but we'll find out in the playthroughs. You also have, these are your health meters. So you have a character board and these are placed onto your character board, 1 per player. And it goes down a track for your wounds. And the thing is just like in the video game, you can become poisoned. And if you do, if I flip this over, there's the poison tracks. And you can get herbs in the game, so it'll help you get rid of the poison. Just like in the video game, they thought of everything and tied it all together. This is awesome. You also see here, these are wound tokens. And on the other side, there's the bugs, because some of the bosses will spit out toxic bugs onto you. So, oh, you're in trouble. And you can see the ink jets are there too as well, or the ink ribbon, I should say. Now, let's draw your attention to these here. I'm just trying to get it in focus here. So, These here, remember in the game, the video game, when you're going through the mansion or what have you, you see these things that are shining and you go up and it's objects that you can pick. So these are those things. So you go to them and you pick them up. And when you pick them up, what's really cool is one color represents deck A, one color represents deck B. And then you have your starting item cards too as well, which we'll take a brief look at momentarily. But that's how it mimics into the game to transition it over to a board game. Also here too as well, which is really cool, these are corpses. Now remember, we all know who played the game, if you played the game, I'm starting to stumble over my words. But with these, you're gonna find some corpses that are riddled around the game, in the video game I should say. And this, there's no exception, it's the same thing with this too as well. And when you do this, and you end your turn on one of these tiles that have a corpse token onto it, you're gonna have to roll your dice, a specific die. And if you get a symbol, I think it's like the umbrella symbol, that corpse actually turns into a zombie. Because we all know, playing the video game, some of the corpses end up turning into zombies. Here's a look at the character boards. Now, it just says Resident Evil 2, the board game. It don't have a picture of the character because in the expansions, you're going to be able to get different characters to play. So you have your card for your character and you would sit it right here. That way, these are, they don't have to, the company didn't have to print off oodles and oodles of different types of character boards in this case. So they just lay the cards over here, so it cuts down on cost. Now, also too as well, this is your health track. So you have fine, to caution, to danger, and then once you go past the danger, you're off the board, and then you're knocked out and you could potentially be dead unless somebody comes to you with like a first aid spray and revives you. That will be interesting. Now, you can see here, these are certain echoes in the darkness, persisting, rising fear. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I'm gonna have to find that out. I just took a quick look into the book to find out these are sustained effect tokens. So during the game, there's effects and you will sustain certain things. There's 8 of these. These are double-sided, but because of that, they could be more than one effect. I'm assuming in the game that you suffer. They're the same on both sides. So there'll be 8 of these that you use during the game. There's another one of the, ooh, shiny. So this is A. It says right here, you can see if I can focus in this way. I'll move that a little bit closer there. So the shiny here, and it has A etched into metal or whatever. So you would use deck A, and then the other side, it has a B. So the deck B, pretty cool. Now, what else am I gonna go? Oh, here we go. So different weapons have a different amount of ammo that it can use. And yes, you can run out of ammo in this game, which is really cool. So you would assemble these and you would put them here, and just like everything else, it's a turn dial system. You turn it and it keeps track of how much ammo you have. Now you could pick up extra ammo just like in the game through cards, and you could get lucky, or you could be unlucky and just run out of all your ammo very quickly, and then all you have left to do is knife them if you have a knife. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, miniatures, but we're not showing the miniatures yet. You see your dice, your character cards, and equipment cards. So let's take a look at the character cards and equipment cards and the dice before we hit the miniatures. Some of the cards that you get in this are equipment cards, key cards for unlocking doors, and so on. Let's just take a quick look at some. So you have your equipment deck B, because it does say equipment onto them. Let's say get in focus there. There we go. And this here is MO disc. Unlocks doors locked by the MO disc. So again, it's like a key. And then you have like A, equipment cards. Oh, first aid spray. And we all know what that does. Interesting. I'm going to flip these over to see if there's any other cards that will stand out. So again, here's a handgun. If you're familiar with handguns, especially into the game. Oh, got your knife, so you can knife them. La 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 la. Ooh, handgun bullets, because in the game you pick them up. Green herbs, so that you can heal your damage or poison. Shotgun. And again, more different types of keys. Let's see if there's anything else here that jumps out. Ooh, a red jewel. Discard 2 red jewel items while on the square marked with the key to obtain the diamond key. Multiple red jewel items may be discarded as one action. That's kind of shiny there. So yeah, red, oh, wire cord, grenade launcher. Oh baby, can't wait to use this in the game. Oh, what's that? Oh, shotgun shells. Ooh, blowgun bolts. Nice. So again, lots of different types of equipment that you can get here. I'm very familiar with that. It's an add-on for your handgun, custom handgun, really cool. So that is your equipment cards for your decks. Just a quick note about the equipment cards for deck A, deck B, and then like your key cards so you can unlock certain doors. You also get, which is deck S. These are your starting items. So when you play the game, each character will have a certain set of items that they start with, and you would get them from the deck that says S for starting items. Next, let's take a look at the character cards, diving a little bit more detailed. Again, this is more of just what's in the box. It's not a tutorial and so on, but you get 4 different types of characters. You get Leon Kennedy, Claire Renfield, and Ada Wong, and also Robert Kendo. I think Robert Kendo was the guy who was in the store. Like whenever you went to buy equipment or what have you, then he was there for in the store. He dealt with it. So let's take a little bit more detail. Let's specifically look at Leon's card for a minute. So you have your character. This is the special abilities that each character has. You can see there's different. You have here, this is the amount of attack dice that you roll. And the next one would be the amount of equipment cards that you can carry. So he can carry 8. Seeing if anybody, 6 and 6. So Claire and Leon can carry 8, and Robert and Ada can only carry 6. Ooh, Robert can only have 1 attack dice. Hey, that's not fair. He's got a good name. You should be able to get more attack dice than that. Anyhow, and you can see here there's weapons. Now, these are the character's weapon profiles. So he can use a handgun, a shotgun, and then this looks like, a 1911 or a 45 cal. So this is all he could use. If he has any other different types of weapons, Leon wouldn't be able to use because it's not there. And same with, look at Claire now. So she's got the handgun, she's got a crossbow and a shotgun. Ada got a handgun, crossbow, and the 45. And Robert has the handgun, shotgun, and the grenade launcher. Ooh, yeah. We also have enemy reference cards. There are 5 of them in total, so if we flip them over, so you can see the liquor and all the stats here too, as well as how you read them. I'm not going over them again. It's not a tutorial. This is just specifically what's in the box, but I'm assuming that would be how much health they have. So you have a zombie dog as well, evolved liquor, and a modified zombie, and just a regular zombie. So that is the enemy reference cards. Last type of cards that we're looking at here are called the boss behavior cards. Now there's, in the core box, you get 2 different types of bosses. You get the G mutant, and you get a few of those you can see. And it's got all the information, just for reference on the back of what it can do. Get in focus, camera, come on. There we go. So that's a G mutant, and we also have the subject Birkin stage 3. Ooh, and he has his stats right here. A heck of a lot more than the other one, that's for sure. Looking at the dice now, you have 3 blue attack dice. Now these are the standard attack dice that you usually see. They have symbols such as, this is a hit. So when you hit a zombie with this, you don't kill them, you're going to push them back. If you hit one that got 2 hits like this, then you can kill them. Also on here you have different types of dodges. So you have a stage 1 dodge. You also have, where's the stage? Stage 2 dodge. And then the last one is the stage 3 dodge. Now, what that means is, like, the normal zombies are stage 1, modified zombies are stage 2, the bosses and everything else are a stage 3, so like the liquor and that. I could be getting that wrong. I didn't look at the rule book yet. I'm just going by, just briefly skimming over the rule book and not going in detail, but you can guarantee we are going to be playing this game on the channel. I may even play a solo campaign for 4 weeks. We will see. Let's go and look at the other dice. Next set of dice you get are the red attack dice. There's only 2, but you can see in these there's a blank, and you don't want a blank. And then you have nothing but hits. So you have some doubled and single hits. So remember, single, push, double, kill. And that's what's on to the red attack dice. The last die you get is called the encounter die. It is a D6, just a standard D6. However, for one thing, you see D6 there, 3, oh, there it is. So that's the umbrella symbol right there. So when you're doing encounters, it'll ask you to do certain things, such as, like I said, the corpses that, you know, if you end your turn or your action on that space with the corpse icon, you have to roll it, and if you roll this, then that corpse is going to come to life and be a zombie to attack you. Lovely. Looking at the miniatures now, these are the hero miniatures. They're in gray. Obviously, you can paint them. I say I'm going to paint them. I am getting around to painting a lot of my miniatures, so eventually on the channel, there will be painted miniatures for Resident Evil. Eventually, not right away. But here's Ada Wong right here. Now, you can see she has some detail onto her miniatures. It'd be better if I actually get it in focus. Come on, camera. Like, why are you being so sluggish today? So yeah, you can see there's a little bit of detail. It's not overwhelmingly detail on her, but there is some detail there so that when you paint them, let's take a look at the back view here too as well. So yeah, there is some detail. I'm not like super impressed by the detail, but there is detail. Here is Robert Kendo and also Claire Renfield. Redfield, not Renfield. Red. I'm thinking of Dracula, Renfield. Yeah. No, this is Redfield. That's right. So again, some detail in there. You can see. Flip her around. Oh, she got some nice detail on her back of her jacket, like it's a patch or something. That's pretty cool. And you know, Robert's wearing his suspenders and you know, that sort of stuff. They're holding some weapons. Very cool. And the last hero miniature is none other than Leon S. Kennedy. So he's got a good amount of detail into, you know, good enough for painting for sure. He's got his Raccoon Police Department logo and the RPD letters on the back of his flak jacket to help protect him. I got to stay in camera and get a focus. Like, geez, what is wrong with me? But there you go. That is all the hero characters. Let's look at some zombies and the boss figures. You get 4 zombie dogs, and each of them have a different pose. Each of them have a different pose, so you can see, pretty cool. Nice looking, you know, be fun to paint. You can see the ribs showing through here, because we all know what they look like from both the video game as well as the movies. Here's a look at the basic zombies too as well. You have 3 different types of sculpts here. Now again, this is the core box. They do have other boxes, well, specifically into the Kickstarter with alternative sculpts and everything too as well, but this is the core, like I said. So 3 different types. That's a police. And I don't know, that might be another police one, I guess. And then female zombie. Oh, not in focus. Uh-oh. Oh, one just bit the dust. Here you see the 2 lickers that you get into the core box too as well. One is, you know, he's in the action pose that he's just going to attack you, and he's ready to lick you for this one. Nice detail in these, I have to say. They'll be fun to paint. Oh yeah. Here we have the G mutant. That's right, he's the G mutant. Really nice. Like, lots of texture on these, I have to say. Really cool. Really nice dry brushing to bring it out when I paint it. But yeah, that's the G mutant right here. Yeah. The last mutant is the Birkin, stage 3. Oh, he's got his big hands. He's like, come again, let me give you a hug. I just want to hug you. Let me hug you. Yes, hug, 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 hug. Yeah, he grabs a hold of you and rips you apart. You're done. That's it. Last but not least are the little plastic inserts that you get. And what these are for is when you put your dials together, these hold them together and allow them to spin freely. That's it. Spin freely. And before I finish this what's in the box video, just a quick note. So you can see these are the turn dials, and then you have the numbered part of it. So how do you know which one is for which? I looked in the instruction book, and unfortunately I could not find it. I could be just overlooking it, but I did do a little bit more research, and pretty much it's simple. So this one goes to that one, and so on. So the SMG ammo has a total of 8. Your shotgun ammo has a total of 7. Your grenade launcher has a total of 6. Your handgun ammo, there's 2 turn dials, has a total of 15. Just so you're aware of that, so you know which one is which in case you are confused, or maybe it's not in the book. I could be totally wrong, it could be in the book, but that is just line them up. But if you pop these out, if you're anything like me and I just start popping everything and then worry about it later, that's how you know which one is which. Just refer back to this video. And there you have it, Board Game Maniacs. What you get in its entirety into the Resident Evil 2, the board game core box. And yeah, that's it. I hope you really enjoyed this What's in the Box. My What's in the Box are pretty much short, because again, it just simply shows you what's in the box, and that is it. So you can see everything is laid out here. I'm excited to play this just because it is Resident Evil and zombies. I have a lot of history with Resident Evil, Capcom for sure. And Steam Forged Games was, incredible to make this and put it out to us so that we can play it. When I say to us, I mean everybody. This is not a sponsored video in no way, shape, or form. I just bought this because I love Resident Evil. Anyhow, so that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more What's in the Box videos or even gameplay videos for this game and everything else, don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, Board Game Maniacs. Click on the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you will be notified when more videos become available. We do try to shoot, well not try, we do successfully shoot and release 1 video per week. It's always on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But aside from the scheduled ones, we still also shoot other videos to fill in the time. So you do get 4+ videos a month for Board Game Maniacs. As time goes on, we're going to try to be releasing more and more and expanding more and more. If you like what you see, again, thumbs up, subscribe, comment the heck out of this video down below. I love reading comments, whether they're positive, negative, or just, it don't really matter. Comment, because I like reading them, and I do reply to every single comment that I do receive onto Board Game Maniacs. And if I don't reply to it, one of the other Board Game Maniacs will certainly reply to it too as well. So just comment down below. And don't forget, you can always check us out on our Facebook page, our Instagram account, our Twitch account, where we kind of do all of the live streaming. And we do have Facebook too as well, that you can double check us out and find everything out that's going on with Board Game Maniacs, whether it is VR fun, battle games, just some painting pictures, a whole bunch of different things. Just go check us out. You'll be really well impressed and pleased by what you see. So until next time, Board Game Maniacs, communicate with each other because it is important. It is key to life. That is right. But most importantly of all, and everybody knows what I'm going to say because I say it at the end of every one of my videos, and that is simply, be a maniac. Ooh. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to keep up to date with Board Game Maniacs, click on the like and subscribe button to be notified when more videos come available. If you want to become an official sponsor of Board Game Maniacs, go to patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. Or you can go to streamlabs.com/BoardGameManiacs1. That's right, and you can donate to help keep the lights on, keep food in our bellies, and play more games. We'll purchase more games, more equipment to make Board Game Maniacs evolve and get bigger and larger. Because of you, the viewers, I thank you from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head for all of your support. And until next time, Board Game Maniacs, be a maniac.